Cappadocia, a semi-arid region in central Turkey, is known for its distinctive fairy chimneys, tall, cone-shaped rock formations. This fantastical topography corresponds completely with the human history of this place. Like something out of a fairy tale and nestled in the plains of Anatolia, Cappadocia is a geological oddity of honeycomb-shaped hills and towering rocks of otherworldly beauty. People have long used the region's soft stone, seeking shelter underground and leaving the countryside strewn with fascinating cave architecture. Zelve was a monastic retreat from the 9th to the 13th century and then a village. Today, the valley walls, topped with knobby rock antennae, are a wonderfully picturesque place to poke around. The valleys were inhabited until 1952, when it was deemed too dangerous to live in and the villagers were relocated a few kilometers away at Aktep. The rock formations that have made Cappadocia one of Turkey's most popular destinations came about due to a geological process that began millions of years ago. Ancient volcanic eruptions covered the region in thick ash, which then solidified into a soft rock called tuff. When erosion did its work, only the hardest elements were left behind to form the fairy chimneys that can be seen today, rising as much as 40 meters upwards. However, it was also human ingenuity that gave Cappadocia its magical aesthetic. During the Roman period, persecuted Christians fled to Cappadocia and soon realized that tuff was a useful and malleable material. The inhabitants set about building a network of handmade caves, dwellings, churches, stables, and warehouses, all carved out of the soft rock. The Göreme Open Air Museum is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and an essential stop on any visit to Cappadocia. Located on the central Anatolian plateau, within a volcanic landscape sculpted by erosion to form a succession of mountain ranges, valleys, and pinnacles known as fairy chimneys. The area is bounded to the south and east by chains of extinct volcanoes. The density of its rock-cut cells, churches, troglodyte villages, and underground cities within the rock formations make it one of the largest and most astonishing cave complexes in the world. Although interesting from a geological and ethnological point of view, the incomparable beauty of the decoration of Christian sanctuaries makes Cappadocia one of the prime examples of the post-iconoclastic Byzantine art period. The highlight of the Göreme Open Air Museum is the stunning and fully restored dark church. The modern name of the church is due to the lack of windows, which is also the reason why the fresco colors survived so well. The walls and ceilings here are completely covered with biblical depictions including Christ as Pantocrator, Christ on the cross, and the betrayal of Judas. Kaymakli underground city features a labyrinth of tunnels and rooms dug 8 levels into the earth, though only 4 are open to the public. The caverns here are large and well lit and the tunnels aren't too steep, meaning this is one of the best underground city options for those worried about claustrophobia. The ATV adventure will start almost 2 hours before sunset from your hotel. Minivans will pick you up and then take you to a meeting center. You will be given the equipment you will need and all the safety and vehicle usage information. It is very user-friendly and everyone can drive. The tour is about 1 hour long and you will stop at the most beautiful panoramas to visit, enjoy the views and take lots of pictures. Some of the places you will visit are the Rose and Red Valley, the Sword Valley, the ancient villages of Kavashin, and the Valley of Love. Despite its sci-fi setting, no Star Wars scenes were ever filmed near Soganli, but there are plenty of reasons to travel to this small village 36 kilometers south of Mustafa Pasha. The main reason is a reverential series of rock-cut churches hidden amidst 2 dramatic and secluded valleys of Soganli. When you arrive in Cappadocia, the volcanic landscape is the first thing you will see, but don't let that lower your expectations for food. As a tourist, there are plenty of local food options in Turkey that you should try while visiting Cappadocia. Many legendary figures that you have studied in history classes brought the culture and people from their home villages to the region. This has created the famous, delicious and phenomenal Anatolian cuisine. Fish, meat, vegetables, desserts, nuts, everything you can imagine is available in this country, but also in Cappadocia. The trails that run through the Pink Valley are easily accessible to all levels of walkers and provide some of the best views filled with fairy chimneys in Cappadocia. However, in addition to this, they hide fabulous, little-visited rock-cut churches, which feature vibrant fragments of frescoes and intricate carvings into the stone. If you only have time to walk through one valley in Cappadocia, this is the one to choose. The other thing Cappadocia is famous for is hot air balloon rides. Most hot air balloon companies in the area offer the opportunity to ride over the mountains and valleys. The staff is made up of incredibly experienced professionals committed to giving you the safest and most enjoyable experience possible. You should schedule your balloon ride for sunrise or sunset, or if you prefer, both times to enjoy the most beautiful panoramas completely at your feet. Cappadocia is a place you have to see to believe. It may seem like something out of a fairy tale, but this region has become something of a social media legend in recent years. With fairy chimneys, underground cities, open-air museums, cave hotels and a sky dotted with hot air balloons at dusk, there is something ethereal about life in this beautiful and very different part of Turkey.